Started hearing about it, and then we were like, what? And started, and it was really
March-ish.
And it was kind of a case where we had our connections. A lot of them came through the PTAs at our local schools. So we started hearing about that there was somebody at this school who was trying to figure out how to organize, and so it ended up we came together through that, and then spread.
It was a synergy is the word to use, and because I knew Hannah. I know her name from emails that everybody was sending around, and then on the during the session we'd see her on the Capitol steps. That would be the first time I actually laid eyes on her, and we're just by then it was like, oh, you're Hannah, old friend. That was fun, but a lot of it really we should not overlook that. Remember our we organized a meeting between some magnet school parents and representatives and Norman Browning and Bodie White at our library just to get some information. And we didn't get any. And that really, no, we really didn't.
We did not, except for they wanted to go back to the Baton Rouge school system of the 1950s.
Yeah.
That's kind of what, the glory days.
Yep.
And really, it was a situation where I had to say, that might have been the glory days for about half of the kids in Baton Rouge, but for the other half, I imagine it was pretty miserable. But there's this, it was shocking to me that they were not thinking about the issue of race and what was going to happen with the school district and how it was going to increase the minority concentration in East Baton Rouge Parish. And I feel like it's kind of like the Berlinization of Baton Rouge, that we're setting up these walls in our community. And I think that's too, I guess, probably one of the things that made me the maddest in the legislative session and talking about this debate is that they want community schools, that the community, a sense of community. And I grew up in Cedar Crest Southmore, which is in their zone, and I can tell you that my sense of community, I had no connection with Woodlawn High or Shenandoah, that's not community, right? You make your community where you are. And my kids go to a school with kids that are drawn from all over our district, and we have an awesome sense of family at that school. We lost 3 parents this year, and our school stepped up and met those families where they needed, whether it was carpool rides to school, before and after care, was it raising money for finances. That's what community is all about. It's not about where you live in Baton Rouge, right? We're in this together. This is our city, and when you divide us like this, you're just setting us up to fail. It's
but that's being inclusive instead of exclusive.
Yeah, and coming in as an outsider a couple of years ago, I felt like I would hear one thing and then I would see something different. That perception was very different from reality. It's easy to Google Baton Rouge and see where we rank on this, that, and the other list, crime or education, you name it. But I know what I have found from my family and the community I've created, or whether in the neighborhood or through the school, and I feel that people, we need to publicize our reality, that we're doing great in public school system, and we're very happy here. It's not perfect, far from it, but